Hello everyone and welcome back to GenieCraft and part 2 of the fusion art concept low poly paper art cutting. So in my previous video, that is part 1 of this low poly paper art cutting, we saw how to create this basic low poly model of a pencil and how to create the template on Pepakura. And today we are going to take this video forward and see how we can do the paper cutting on top of this low poly model. So let's get started. And here is the printout of the model taken on a regular printing paper. You have to understand that at the end of the day, this is a low poly model only and it has to be assembled as such. I have prepared many videos on how to assemble low poly models and you can refer to any one of them. But since we are going to do paper cutting on top of these pieces, it's important that we have enough space around the folds and the edges so that when we try to fold them, we don't break the paper cutting. So what I did was that I have taken almost a 5mm gap from all the folds and all the borders. So every single line that you see on your template, I have created a 5mm buffer border on both sides of the line. This will allow me to easily fold the paper once I have done the paper cutting on top of this. So this is the first step. Complete this step and then we will move towards the next step. Also, if you will notice that I have darkened the border with the help of a pen because it is going to be useful for the next step. For the pieces where I don't need to do paper cutting, I have not created the borders. Next, choose the paper on which you are going to build the model. So for this I have taken a 220 GSM white textured paper. I would recommend not to select below 200 GSM because you will require at least that much thickness for this particular type of model. So fix your template by pasting it on the four corners so that your templates are steady on top of your actual craft paper. Next, take a printout of the design you want to cut on top of your low poly model and take this printout on a trace paper. We are using trace paper so that we can see the low poly model pieces underneath it. At the time when I was trying out this particular fusion art, I was not able to find a digital way to overlay these templates easily on the PDF templates that I generated from Pepakura. I'm still researching it. I have found few ways, so in my next attempt on this particular art, I'll be showing them in my video. But for now, if you don't have a way to digitally overlay the art which you want to cut on your low poly model, simply take a printout on a trace paper and paste it on top of your low poly template. So now we have 3 layers of paper on top of each other. The bottommost layer is your craft paper, then there is the template layer on top of it, and then we have the trace paper with the overlay design on top of the template layer. So basically you will need to cut through 3 layers, and hence the knife that I am choosing for this paper cutting is the Olfa paper cutting knife, which comes with a little shorter blade and it provides a better precision and handle while doing cutting on such thick layers. Now it's time to do the paper cutting. The entire cutting is going to happen in 2 stages. In the first stage, we are going to cut the design on the low poly model, and we will ensure that we are not going to go inside the buffer borders. So we are going to remain inside those blue lines and not go towards the edges or the folds or the buffer area that we have created. This will allow us to fold the pieces better later on. So as you can see that my knife is not going inside those buffer areas in any way. Also, let me tell you in advance that if you have not found a digital way to overlay and you have to cut through these 3 layers, then it's going to be difficult. Not because of the thickness, but mostly because trace paper is a very hard type of paper and it crumples and wrinkles a lot while you're doing the cutting, so it puts additional pressure on your fingers. So I would suggest that you start with a very fresh knife and keep changing your blades every now and then to avoid any additional pressure on your fingers. And here is how the first block looks from the back side after cutting. Similarly, cut out all the areas which are required to be cut on your low poly model, and then we will proceed towards the next step. So I have completed the paper cutting off the camera, and here is all the cut pieces. Now it's time to remove the trace paper and move towards the second part of the paper cutting, which is cutting out the low poly model pieces and then assembling them. So carefully remove the trace paper without damaging the template or damaging the paper underneath the template. Now normally the next step is cutting out the low poly pieces and scoring them, but in this case you directly just can't cut out, because then you won't be able to know where to draw the crease lines. So for that I'm putting pressure marks with the help of the tip of my blade, so that later on I know that where to draw the crease lines. Now it's time to cut out the low poly pieces. So for that, use the same knife that you have been using to cut out the pieces. Also, as you can see that I am reducing the size or the width of the flaps, because the width of the flaps cannot be more than the buffer area that you have kept during your paper cutting, because if they are more than that, then they will overlap with the cutting areas and it will not look good. So ensure that the width of the flaps is not more than your buffer width that you have created for your pieces. Also, you have to do cutting along the solid lines as usual. The dotted lines are for folding, so do not cut on the dotted lines. Cut along the solid lines and get your piece ready for folding. Here we are with the first piece. Similarly, cut out rest of the pieces, and then we will move towards the second step of low poly assembly, that is the scoring or creating crease on the pieces. Here we are with all the pieces cut out, and now it's time to do the scoring of these pieces so that we can fold them and make them ready for the assembly. For scoring, I'm going to use this metallic pencil which has a slightly blunt tip. You can use any other object with a blunt tip and use that. Also, can you see the pressure marks on those pieces which we created earlier? Now with the help of these pressure marks only, we are going to draw the crease lines. It's a very effective way of knowing what to do on your cutout pieces without actually putting any pencil mark or a pen mark. So take a scale and with the help of metallic pencil, create gentle creases using those pressure marks. Next step is to fold the pieces along the crease lines. Fortunately for this particular model, all the folds are valley folds. That means that you fold them inwards. Also, those valley folds are represented by simple dotted lines. In case you had any dashed and dotted lines on your template, then in that case you would have folded them outwards. But this is a simple model, so all the folds are valley folds. So create folds on all the pieces and make them ready for joining together. While you're doing the folding, be a little bit careful, because due to the paper cutting that you have done on that piece, the edges and the folds become a little fragile. So there are chances that rather than creating a fold on the crease line, you might create fold on the area where you have done the paper cutting. So just be a little careful while you're doing the folding. Ensure that you are folding at the right edge and at the right fold. Here we are with all the folded pieces, but you will notice that I don't have any edge numbers written on any of the pieces. Hence you can also see that I have kept the template pieces also side by side so that I can refer to them. I put some pressure marks to actually recognize which particular edge it refers in the template so that I can connect them together. That's a good technique. You can also utilize that. But you cannot put any numbers or any indications on your low poly cut pieces. Reason being, had it been a regular low poly model, all those numbers would have been hidden once you had completed your model. But this is a paper cut low poly fusion art, so that means that if you write something on the pieces on the inside, you'll be able to see through the gaps that you have created with the help of paper cutting. So obviously you cannot write anything, so joining will become a little bit difficult. But this is a simple model, so it's straightforward, but for complex model it will be a little challenging. So take a reference from the template parts and join accurately. For joining, use a white PVA glue and a toothpick to apply the glue. Apply the glue on the flaps. Apply a thin even layer of the glue on the flap and connect it with the right edge with the reference from the template parts. Keep connecting the pieces with one another. After every time you attach a flap with the edge, give a little bit of time to dry out because you are working with a thicker paper. Also ensure that you are handling it very carefully and gently because your paper have become fragile after the paper cutting. In case you are not able to hold any part with your hands, you can always use a tweezer or a forceps to hold it in place and let it dry. And once you have connected all the pieces, this is how your Fusion low poly paper cutting art is going to look like. Even though the design was very simple, after assembling the entire model, it looks really beautiful. It has come out way better than my expectation. When I did my first attempt 3 years back on the similar form of art, it was a disaster, but this time it has come out really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, then please do not forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also do subscribe to my channel for regular videos on paper arts, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.